Hey everybody, this is Heather from Storing Up My Treasures at Blogspot, and I wanted to go over with you guys. I had mentioned I wanted to show you a couple of cool ideas that I've come up with from using those bingo Dauber bottles that I picked up at the Dollar Tree and 99 cent every, well, I'm sorry, secondhanding. And I've had a chance to kind of fart around here a little bit and have some ideas that I wanted to share with you. It's nothing earth-shattering, but it's just some cool stuff that I came up with. So this is one of those crocheted doilies that I picked up at the secondhand store, the vintage haul video I showed you guys. Anyway, I took a pink, I don't have it here on the desk of course, but similar to this guy right here, a pink bingo dauber, and I basically just colored it. I just sat it down on my paper and pop the whole thing, set it out in the sun to dry for like 5 minutes, and now it's totally dry and it's not transferring the, well, it actually is transferring the color a teeny bit, but unless you're scrubbing it on your paper, I think you're good. And then even the paper underneath is kind of cool. It's obviously not perfect, but it's kind of cool. So I thought that would be an option, and it would be much easier and faster than going through the process of like dyeing stuff. This is chicken wire, as you can see. I used the blue one here for this, and it's going to be kind of hard to pick up, but it's just a real light kind of a covering. And these guys, this turquoise blue and the hot pink one of these, I think these guys are alcohol based, because when you open up these bottles, the first thing you smell is alcohol. And this blue one is not, though. So I would think that on these guys, they're basically probably very similar to like those Tim Holtz alcohol inks that we all go nuts over. Correct me if I'm wrong. I've never used this before, but I'm assuming it's the same thing. And so, but I didn't use the alcohol-based ink one on the chicken wire. I used this blue one. So like on this metal or on non-porous items, I would probably recommend, if you had like some acrylic sealant, either matte or shiny, whatever you prefer, I would probably hit it with that, just so it doesn't transfer off into something else if that's something you're super worried about. I would think on something like this or something metal, it's not going to do a whole lot of shifting, but if that's a concern for you, I would recommend doing that. And then some other ideas I just kind of came up with while messing around is that you could obviously use this as an inker if you wanted to stamp an image. Another idea I came up with is if you wanted to, if you had like some twine or ribbon, or I wouldn't use it like on an acetate or a plastic ribbon, though that would probably just pull right off. But this is just like the jute choir, however you say it, rope. And it, as you can see, it's altering that really fast. And so instead of the brown, you have green. Some other options you could try, I already did this. I took a fabric covered button that was like a funky, kind of like a gray. It was a weird gray. I like gray, but it was a weird gray. And I just dyed it, so that was really fast. Another thing you could do, you could probably try it on plastic buttons. However, I did try them, and it's going to be kind of hard to pick up probably, but here. The ink on them, and I even used the alcohol based ink one, and still, I mean, this stuff is by no means made to replace like a true alcohol ink that you would buy in those bottles. It's going to be hard to pick up, but I did try it. Like this is like a gray button, and this is a clear button. And it did color it, and it's kind of cool because the ink is kind of pooling on top and stuff, but they're going to have like little splotches on there because it's not absorbing the ink. And again, on something like this, if you want to do that, I would shoot it with some acrylic sealant first just to set that so it's not transferring. I took one of those fabric flower petals that I purchased from the 99 cent store, and I colored that. And this actually looks really pretty, and I like it because it's kind of like a mottled, it has like a mottled look to it. So that would be kind of cool. I took a white stick pin, just those sewing stick pins that you pick up from Joann's or not Michael's, probably Joann's mostly. And I just took some of the ink and I just colored it and turned it. Now it's turquoise blue instead of white. And what was else? There was, oh, the other thing I thought you could totally do is if you had some like white string and you wanted a different color, you would just, you know, could take it and thread it through. And now instead of white string, you have, you know, turquoise or whatever color you want. Again, though, make sure you let this stuff dry completely before you put it on your layout, so you're going to be ticked because it'll transfer the color. And the other thing you could do is, like, if you wanted to do like a relief, like you could take your Dauber bottle and hold your, like a foam shape. This is like a foam dino shape in place, and you could tap around it, and then of course you would let it dry all the way, and then when you pull it back, oh, never mind, that didn't work at all. Ixnay on the foam. I wouldn't even mess with it. How about feathers? Let's try feathers. Yeah, it's working on feathers. You could you could color feathers if you wanted to. If you had like some of these weird here, like this yellow, and you wanted to make it a green, that works kind of cool actually. Let that dry. Anyway, just I think you could play around with these. And then the obvious thing was, you know, you could do is you could make circles on your layouts. You could draw with them on your layouts. Anyway, I think you guys get the idea. Do not hold me liable for any misfortune that might befall you if you do not test your idea out thoroughly. I'm just giving you suggestions. Anyway, enough about that. And then I wanted to show you a couple of layouts I did with some items from some other hauls I have done in the past. And this one right here, I do not want this ink to transfer. Hold on just a second, guys. I want to get this off my desk before I dye something on my layout and get totally ticked. So here, just garbage. That was for instructive purposes only. So anyway, here's a layout that I did. This is my brother graduating from college. These are those, I told you they reminded me of fancy sunflower seeds, and so I just used those to kind of create a little flower here. And these are those key tag type deals that I got from one of my local scrapbook stores. And then this is I never showed you this in a haul, but it's a little mini deck of playing cards. I just want to give you an idea. This is a way that I use them to incorporate the year. So I wrote 20 and then 10 for obviously 2010. And then this is kind of hard to tell, but this is that really cool EK Success ticket punch that I got. I don't think I've ever showed it to you in a haul, but I've mentioned it before. Anyway, that thing works awesome. It's a really, really good punch. And in this particular layout, this is of my little sister. I used another one of those crocheted doilies. I really like those doilies a lot. And this is that beaded flat back pearls on adhesive strand that I picked up at Michael's for like 40-something cents. This is some of that really cool, this was in the vintage haul, some old lacy ribbon stuff. And I think that's it on this layout. But anyway, I just wanted to show you a couple layouts that I did and show you some ways that I've incorporated stuff. So anyway, that's all I've got for today, guys. Hopefully I'm going to do some more scrapbooking this weekend or something, so hopefully I'll have some more ideas and things to show you later. Thanks for watching. Happy crafting.